Well, good evening. For those of you that were in the class, you heard Mark say he got a phone call about 6 asking if he could teach class, and I'm pretty sure I got my phone call right after him without doing an invitation. Yeah. But I got off the phone and I thought to myself, well, there's no taking it back now. I said yes. But it's a funny thing because sometimes people will say something, they want to take it back, and it could be an unkind word or it could be a promise. Even today we see people maybe give a hand of marriage and take it back. And we can give things to God and sometimes take them back. For instance, what about our time and energy? Do we plan to spend time in study and then take it back for our time? Me time, my time. 2 Timothy 3:16 says, "Study to show yourself approved." 1 Peter 3:15 says we should be ready to give an answer. And if we're going to give an answer, we need to know what's in the book. We have to study. Do we take time to go to God in prayer? Or do we take back that time for our own wants or desires? Do we let our other interests stop us? 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, "Pray without ceasing." In Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with the thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your heart and minds through Christ Jesus. Or do we give our energy to God and then take it back? Do we give our energy to good works? James 2:24 says, "Ye see then now by works a man is justified, not by faith alone." Or do we take back our energy for our own things that we're doing around the house or for work or whatnot? Something else we can give to God is control. Job 12:10 says, "In his hands is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind." And Jeremiah 10:23 says, "O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." See, we can give control to God, but he's already got it. But sometimes we want to give things to God. We might lay things at his feet and ask him for his help. And then through the day, go, you know what? I'm doing pretty good today. I'm going to just take that one back. I'll take care of that because I know what I'm doing. Proverbs 14:12 tells us that there is a way which seems right unto man, but the end thereof is the way of death. So what about our hearts? Because we can give our hearts to God. Jeremiah 29 and verse 13 says, "And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart." And Proverbs, again 3, verse 5, says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." And of course, there's Matthew 22, verse 37 and verse 38. We talk about giving our heart. Jesus said to them, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment." So we can give our heart to God, but if we take it back, the punishment is severe. And we learn that in Hebrews 10 and verse 26. That says, "If we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice of sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries." So we've talked about 3 things that we can give to God and take back, but God gives us things too. For instance, he gives us life, and someday he's going to take that back. That's Hebrews 9, verse 27 tells us it's appointed man wants to die, and after this is the judgment. And we will have a judgment, and when judgment is passed, there is no taking it back. We learn that in Matthew in verse 25, where Christ talks about separating the sheep from the goats. And that's verses 31. I'm going to skip around in several of these verses. Verse 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he shall sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. Verse 41 says, he shall say unto them on the left, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Oh, I'm sorry. Verse 33, he sets the sheep on the right hand, and the goats on the left, and shall the king say unto them on his right, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Verse 41, where he tells the wicked, depart from me, ye cursed, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. And then verse 46 says, and these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So if you're here tonight and you've not been baptized, then we know that we can give things to God and God gives things to us. So we would ask that you think about these things, because it doesn't take much to become a Christian. And we can take care of that tonight. Or if you've done those things or find something wrong in your life that you need help with, then you could come forward tonight while we stand and while we sing.